It's a rainy day here in Kentucky. Stops raining, I'm gonna put the 142-pound snake eater injectors in that car. But since it's raining, I thought I'd fool with this Alloy Works. I got it off eBay, search tank. So as I described before in one of my other videos, you put a pump here, that's the outlet. Put a pump here, that's the outlet. And then your stock tank will pump to this, and then the overflow from the motor will come back to this, and this returns back to the tank when it gets full. So I went ahead and took the screws out of it and took it off. I already took it off, but I already put a pump in there. This is the 450 liter per hour Walbro. This is going to be hooked up to pump number 2. Pump number 1, I'm going to put a 525 Hellcat in there. Pump in there. It's already in the car. I'm going to take the one out of the car and hook it up to here. And then I'm going to put my stock 450 back in the tank. That's my old 450 that was in the tank I replaced with the 525. But yeah, you put it in this bracket here, and it's got O-rings to seal, just to, you know, keep from crushing the metal of the pump and ruin it. I tightened that up, didn't tighten it up really tight. And it's already got the nipple. Looks to be I think these are 8AN, but it lines this up perfectly with that. And I'm using rubber line. Yes, I know I'm running E85s. People say don't use rubber line with E85, but this is a special rubber line that's made for E85. This is where you can order it at. 3/8 line, Racetronics. SAE 30R10, 3/8 inch, FKM air mid, submersible fuel hose, and it works with the E85. That's why I ordered it, because I wanted a rubber line in my tank from the sending unit to the pump. So I ordered this. And luckily I ordered more because I needed a couple inches here. But when you put the pump in, it lines that straight up with that. And I'll put some screw clamps on there. And you put the pump in and tighten it right there, and then that leaves you a little bit of room on the bottom there, as you can see. That'll work. And then I'm just gonna cut these lines right here and put eyelets on them and bolt them to here, and they're corresponding. Of course, red is plus, black is minus. I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up and set this back down in there. I'm gonna take the 525 Hellcat pump out and run that one right here. And I'm gonna put my stock 450 I had in it back in the tank, and then I'll run the 525 Hellcat pump all the time. And then I'm gonna use a Hobbs switch to turn this one on, or you can get electronic boost controllers that'll read certain boosts and then trigger these as well. I might do something like that, but this pump ain't going to run until we hit about 5 pounds of boost, and then once we hit about 5 pounds of boost, then both pumps will turn on. And I'm going to get the fittings for these. Now what I'm going to run is the supply from the tank. I'm just going to use the stock sending unit. I'm going to use one of those quick connects to 8AN for the stock sending unit and run that right here. So I'll put an 8AN right there. And then this, I'm going to run to the stock tank again, a quick connect to an 8AN and run an 8AN return here. And then, or the overflow goes back to the tank, I'm sorry. I don't guess it matters. They both do go in the same place, but anyway, your return for your motor is supposed to go here. Again, it don't matter on those. Really the only ones that matter are these two. And as long as you got the return from the motor coming back to here, the supply from the tank going back to here, or the supply from the stock tank to here, and again, I don't guess it matters, they all do the same thing, and then the return to the tank, and then, or the return to the tank right here, overflow, and then the return from the motor right here. But again, those all three go in the same place. But something I'm going to do a little bit different is the supply. There's enough room to fit 2 fittings. You can see there's already a barb fitting in there. There's enough meat in there to put a fitting on top of that. So on the bottom for the supply from the tank, I'm going to put a 90-degree fitting right here, so when the supply comes in, it's not shooting straight down and aerating my fuel, but kind of making a swirling effect. It'll instead come in to the top and then go that way and make like a swirling effect. And the same thing on the return from the motor. I'll put a 90-degree in there and angle it to where it'll make a swirling effect in the inside here, rather than going straight down, shooting straight down and aerating the fuel. Because if you aerate the fuel, you get air bubbles in it. This is going to pick up air. So, well, that hose got on my leg and it felt like a snake. Made me jump through the roof. But yeah, put some 90-degree fittings in here with just a barb fitting, just to make it for the return from the motor and the supply from the stock tank, just to make them the overflow that goes back to the stock tank. That's just going to be a straight shot. It'll push it out there and go back to the tank. And then again, the return from the motor, put a 90-degree on here, point it one way or the other. And then the supply from the stock tank, I'll point that in the same direction. That way when both of those come in, they'll just do like a swirling effect inside here. The more expensive ones, they're made to do that, but we can trick this one into doing it just by some 90-degree fittings we can put in here, and that'll work perfect. Yeah, I think it'll work good. What do y'all think about that? I like it. Y'all like, subscribe, have a great day.